that this is an organized cell of terror, domestic terrorists in our country.
Let's start with what is a strange, almost psychosis on the part of the left-wing media, and that is to demand a president continue to denounce hate groups as he's done for more than 4 years now as a candidate and as a president.
He was point blank asked, do you denounce white supremacy? And he said, I've always denounced any form of that. I can go back and read for you in August 2019, in one voice, our nation must condemn racism, bigotry, and white supremacy. In August of 2017, racism is evil, and those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs, including the KKK, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and other hate groups. I have an entire list of these quotes that I can go through with you. He has condemned white supremacy more than any president in modern history.
Stranger still is the fact that we have so many hate groups running amok that are actually burning and looting America. And they are not demanding, as the president mentioned, for Joe Biden to denounce those groups. People across America have no idea who the Proud Boys are. Everybody knows exactly who Antifa is. I've had my own confrontations with Antifa, violent confrontations where they stalked me out of a restaurant, threw eggs at me, threw water at me. So what you're seeing here is, first and foremost, deja vu, 2016 election strategy from the Democrats to just continually and repeatedly try to smear and libel him as a white supremacist with absolutely zero proof, less proof in 2020 after he's had an outstanding time in office approaching all of the issues that Black Americans have been facing.
He said that the way you deal with racism, make sure everyone is safe, has gainful employment or their own business, and they're secure, they're safe, and they are enjoying America, and that's going to bring us all together. He says no matter what your skin color is, we bleed red. We're red-blooded Americans. So in his perspective, you serve everybody the same way without bias and all of that. And so I believe that perspective, bringing jobs back to America from overseas, dropping that unemployment rate, rising the employment rate and opportunities, business opportunities and all of that for men, women, young children can get internships and things. So it's really helping America with the jobs. And that's why, you know, Congressional Black Caucus sat down on the jobs and all of that. We need to stand up for all Americans, including African Americans.
Again, I have to go back to this idea of race relations under Obama, which I almost fell out of my chair in the CNN story that came out in October of 2016. They got worse. 54% of Americans said they got worse. Only 16% said they got better. This was at the end of the Obama administration. So as Cornel West said, you know, you had Ferguson, you had Freddie Gray in Baltimore, you had all this stuff bursting out on the streets of America with the first African-American president in the White House, and that healing didn't seem to take place.
Right. Look, at that point, I was on the left. So when Barack Obama first went into office, I was a liberal, and I changed my mind due to exactly what you're saying. He drove this nation apart. President Trump is bringing this nation together because what he is talking about is patriotism. Patriotism knows no sex, it knows no color, it knows no creed. The liberal media can ignore all the work that he's doing in Black America all they want. Every statistic in the world shows you right now that Black support for Donald Trump has doubled, and that is meaningful. And I'm telling you that by 2020, he is going to be the first president to crack the Black vote to the detriment of the Democrats.
You know, he just rolled out his platinum plan for Black America. You know, he went after all the things that were wrong with the crime bill of '94 and reversed them with criminal justice reform. So it's bizarre to me that they're running this play again and expecting different results when America, I believe, is much more aware of the fact that this is a leftist tactic and it's not going to stick.
And it is curious that the left-wing media continues to try to bully this president. And I use the word advisedly because they're backed up by some of the biggest corporations in America. This business of fake news, the president has done a great service to the nation in pointing out that these outlets are fake and fraudulent and vicious. But the left unsaid too often is the relationship they have to their owners, whether it be Amazon's Jeff Bezos and the Washington Post, whether it be Comcast and NBC, whether it be AT&T and CNN or Walt Disney. You know, the funny little creatures they hardly are in harmony with the viciousness of CNN. It is, and ABC News. It's really remarkable how few people are paying attention to the ugliness of corporate America and the amazing power they hold over our major corporate media and the lengths they're going to intimidate this president, to block him, subvert him, and even overthrow him.
Since you're attacking us, can you give us a question? Mr. President-elect.
Go ahead.
Mr. President-elect, since you are attacking our news organization, can you give us a chance?
Your organization
You are attacking our news organization.
Your organization.
Can you give us a chance to ask a question, sir?
Go ahead.
Sir, can you state, Mr. President-elect,
go ahead.
Can you state categorically,
she's asking a question. Don't
Mr.
be rude.
President-elect, can you give us a question?
Don't be
You're
rude.
attacking us. Can you give us a question?
Don't be rude.
Can you
No,
give
I'm
us a
not going to give you a
question?
question. I'm not going to give you a question.
Can you state categorically?
You are fake news.
Sir.
You are exactly right. And what's really remarkable about the corporations getting behind these movements, the NBA even painting the ground Black Lives Matter, is they're encouraging people to give money to an organization. There has still not been any clarity regarding where the money goes, the billions of dollars that Black Lives Matter has raised using the faces of dead Black people. Where does the money go?
Agents raided a home in Toledo, Ohio, and arrested Sir Major Page, whose real name is Tyree Conyers Page. He's accused of using more than $200,000 in donations from the Black Lives Matter of Greater Atlanta social media page to pay for personal items. That includes food, entertainment, furniture, and tailored suits. The FBI says he told people asking about the money that it would be going to causes related to social justice and the George Floyd case.
There have been no schools that have been built. There is no Black Lives Matter campus. There is no Black Lives Matter tower. There's no Black Lives Matter company or structure that we could take a look at. So this is also, I mean, a remarkably interesting situation in terms of the fact that they've raised so much money and the money is not going to Black Americans. So what I always say is these corporations, we're really seeing them use Black Americans, and we don't know to further what cause. In my personal opinion, this is about gaining political power by any means necessary. And race has always been an issue in America that they feel that they can manipulate to the best of their ability to garner that power.
Black Lives Matter. It was stunning to hear the vice president ape a very disturbed and, well, I think misplaced FBI director in saying that Black Lives Matter is not an organization when clearly it is. And it is a national organization. In part, it's international, not much of an international presence, but enough to make it international. I think the damning thing here is that this vice president in saying that, and Christopher Wray in saying that, means we're not going to have an investigation of Black Lives Matter, which we know has been the foundation and the driving force behind so many street riots, vicious vandalism, and arson in many cities, Democrat-run cities across the country. Your thoughts about the need for that investigation and why it's not taking place?
Correct. And I'll add to that by saying calling Antifa an idea. It wasn't an idea that chased me out of that restaurant on a Monday morning and threw eggs and water at me. And when you're talking about them failing to acknowledge Black Lives Matter, Antifa, what they're really doing is trying to accept everything that they're doing. And here's the most important part, Lou. Whose neighborhoods are they rioting and looting and burning down? Black Americans. That is the irony. They go into Black American neighborhoods, they take away Black American jobs, Black American industries, and they do it all in the name of somehow saying that they're fighting against racism. So yes, I think what they're doing is they're setting the stage because they view, in my opinion, for Democrats, Antifa is what Ku Klux Klan was, back during the civil rights era. This is their terror arm, right? They expect them to go out on the streets and terrorize individuals while they stand behind in suits and pretend that they don't know that it's going on, and they know perfectly well what is going on.
And Blackout, your new best-selling book. Is it your judgment now that we're going to see a significant shift in Black Americans moving from the Democratic Party to the Republican Party for this election?
For this election and beyond. And I'll tell you what, I think the Democrats know that. What we're seeing today, my husband always says with the left, they seem like they're going so crazy, but what it really is the last squeals of a dying animal. They know that we're close. They know that Black Americans are waking up. So they're doing all that they can to hold on to power by creating all of this distrust and confusion and anger and socioeconomic wars inside of the country because they're losing their grip and power and control. And this president has delivered all of the promises that he promised back in 2016. I have predicted for the last 3 years we're going to see 20 points in 2020, and I think we're still going to be on target for that in a few weeks when Americans head to the polls.
Candace, great to have you with us. Congratulations on your new book. Congratulations on your bestseller. As always, Candace Owens, thanks for being with us.